Oh Fred, how did you get on in open qualifying? I didn't qualify, but I learnt a lot from the day, and here's what I learnt. In the build up to open qualifying, I was feeling a bit overconfident. I was hitting the ball well, I'd shot under par around Thetford, it all felt quite good. And then golf bites you in the backside. We played the practice round and we get a few tee shots where we're going into wind and across, and the wind's got a bit of like weight to it. And suddenly I'm really trying to force the ball down, and I'm working too hard to try and control the wind and stuff, and I'm trying too hard on stuff that I haven't just been able to do because I don't play full time. And I definitely need to play more golf outside. So I was kind of fighting that a little bit. But we get through the round of golf and I'm dropping shots for fun. The course is set up very, very differently, where you need to be on the low side of the hole to hit up to it. So if you hit the green, ideally you want to be on the low side of the hole so you've got an uphill putt, because the greens are rapid compared to normal. And if you miss the green on the wrong side and you're chipping over a bunker, the ground's really hard, and if that ground's going away from you, you can't stop that ball, and the best you're going to get is like a 12-footer coming backwards unless you smack the pin. So it's hard, it is difficult, it's a different style of golf completely to your standard run-of-the-mill round of golf at your home club. I think the greens were running at maybe, I think I heard the number 11.5 on the stimp, and that's where they look at how far the ball rolls one way and then they go the other way and they look at how far the ball rolls, and the average of the two is 11.5. So downhill it's more like 14, which is hard to manage. I'm basically making loads of excuses. But I've got a newfound appreciation for something that I do say to a lot of people, but it's more true now. The gap between a 20 handicapper and a scratch player is vast. I believe it's the same gap from a scratch player to a tour player. Very few 20 handicappers will ever get anywhere near scratch. Very few scratch players will ever get anywhere near being a tour pro. It's the same difference. And I felt the full weight of that on Monday. But the highlight of the day really for me was the fact that I played with Thomas Plumb. Now, he was a Walker Cup player, and I think in 2020, so 2021-22, he's had a few European tour starts, so he's a decent golfer, and had the pleasure of playing with him. And he rocks up in a crew neck long sleeve shirt with his sleeves rolled up, and he's a bit nonchalant. And he rocks up, he's got his girlfriend caddying for him, but he's actually carrying his own clubs, she's just there for support. And he just had a completely different approach to the whole day than everyone that was trying really hard. Me. I'd heard some good things about him, I'd heard that he's a nice chap, and I absolutely agree with that. He's a really nice bloke. And he managed to become tied first, so he shot 3 under par, but he was 6 over on the par 3s. And when he holes a putt for a double bogey and when he holes a putt for an eagle, it's about the same reaction. Whereas when I'm holding it for double bogey, I'm spitting flames, I'm absolutely livid with myself. And the emotional roller coaster for me was a bit higher and lower. And then you look at him just sort of rock around, stroll along, roll some putts in, and you wouldn't know what he's just holed the putt for, he's just going through the motions. But when he's hitting his tee shots, he's flighted the ball really well, it's gone nice and low, so he doesn't look like he's trying too hard to combat the wind, he's just hitting the right shots. He's hitting the ball in the right place all the time. He tees off on the first and he sort of like gets back and the club gets through the ball. Looks like he's put 30% effort into it, and the thing just absolutely launches like 330 down the middle with no real... It didn't feel like he was ever going to do anything but that. And it was a pleasure to watch. So there's me there in the build-up hitting the ball really good, but I'm getting over here and I'm getting up there and I'm almost manufacturing it a little bit. I'm really trying to muscle the ball through and I'm getting through, and that is really nice in itself. But the stages of like skill development here is that I get it wrong, I get it wrong, I get it right. There's the feeling of getting it right, and then I get it right repeatedly after that. I just need a few shots to warm up, but I have to kind of like nestle myself into it. I feel like for him, he's just on autopilot for the whole round of golf, because he already knows that's going to happen. He's not hitting it bad and then trying to work it out and trying to correct it. He's just straight into hitting it perfect, or near on perfect. And it seemed like he didn't exert himself on a single shot, and I've taken a few things away from that, where I feel like I just want to get the club up, I want to get the club through the ball, and that is so much easier. Whereas sometimes I've seen myself on video, and when I'm trying too hard, I get a bit of a head dip and I get in there and I come out of shape a little bit, and then it's harder to repeat. What you need to be able to do at tour level is to repeat it for 4 days. not just like half a day being good and then you get away with it being scrappy on the back nine. It needs to be autonomous if you're going to try and get that far in the game. But basically, Thomas Plumb is my new golf hero, and I'm going to try and emulate what he did on that golf course and try and copy a lot of things that he did, because it was delightful to watch. I've already made a couple of changes to the golf bag. So I did play the game without a driver. I took the driver out, went mini driver because it was more reliable. And when I'm playing a normal golf course that's not championship setup, that's fine. Like I go and play Leighton Buzzard, my home course from when I was a kid, I can get round there with a mini driver and it's absolutely fine. I'm not actually missing anything. And when we did the practice round, I didn't feel like I was missing anything there either. But when we got on that first tee and he's bombed it down there and he's just got a little 50-odd flick in, I'm like, I've got 160 from the bunker. And then it's a different story. And then he didn't necessarily like tap into that like every time. It's not like he's a really good driver of the ball and he had to hit driver everywhere because of how effective it was. He's really selective in when he plays a 5-iron off the tee, when he plays a 3-iron off the tee. He's always looking for that next shot in, and I talk about that all the time. But to see it actually happen in full effect, again, it just reinforces that sometimes good golf is boring golf. You don't have to bomb it everywhere. And then Tuesday morning, the day after, we've gone and played 9 holes, and I absolutely slapped it round. I was a bit livid that I'd played so badly. And then I think I was trying too hard to try and find where it was. And then that's easily done. I think I was 5 over for 9 holes, which is, for me, quite bad. But yeah, so basically I failed miserably, came quite a way down in the pecking order. I feel like I've almost paid for that competition, gone and played it, but the main thing I've taken away from it is everything that I watched Tom do. And now I know where good is. What does good look like? Well, it looks like what he did. And then moving forward, I want to try and get into those realms. I want to try and at least get a few holes at a time where I'm doing something like what he was doing. And again, it was just so casual, it was so nonchalant. He didn't exert himself, but he really got the job done. And on another note, you may have seen in other videos, I've got 3 hats up for grabs, and these are Callaway hats. They're really good. They've got a little bit of stretch to them as well. But if you would like to win one of these hats, you need to go on another video, and I'm going to do the draw this week. You need to write Newt to try and win the Newt hat, and then your country that you live in, or you could write gimme, or you could write send it and your country of origin, and I'll pick out some winners this week. So yeah, to summarize all that, I have failed somewhat, but failing is learning. And now I'm finding it quite hard not to hit a target, which is very frustrating. Have you ever found that?